Hello everybody and welcome to another list about Pokemon. Back when I made my top 20 favorite Pokemon list, I said I would do more lists on the game franchise, so I have a few set up where I'm gonna do them. Instead of just doing the worst Pokemon period, like through all the generations in one video, I'm going through each generation and giving my picks for the worst of that generation. Of all the generations, the first is actually one of my least favorites, and it's probably the most overrated. I still like every single generation, and while Generation 2 had a lot of simple designs, like this one, these feel a bit more gimmicky. Like they were just getting started, and that's basically what it is. Generation 1 feels like a starting point where designs would only start getting better, at least for a while. Generation 1, it's just not my favorite. I feel like more people need to open their eyes and see that this generation is nowhere near perfect. None of them are. Also, keep in mind this is entirely my opinion. Write yours in the comments below, but be nice about it. If you are not, I will just delete them. Without further ado, here are my top 5 worst Pokemon of Generation 1. Number 5. Farfetch'd. I don't really hate this Pokemon, and I don't really hate the one in number 4 either. But the main reason it's on this list is because of how useless and forgettable it is. There are plenty of Pokemon that aren't particularly useful in competitive battle, but can still be used in casual battle or at least be memorable. Farfetch'd is none of those. None of its base stats are above even 70, giving it a base stat total of only 352. I know basic Pokemon that can kick this thing's ass. Plus, its design is pretty damn dumb. It's basically a bird with a stick. Woo! Probably took a whopping 10 seconds to come up with that. I never caught this thing, and even though the bird Pokemon aren't particularly great, they're at least memorable or even useful. This Pokemon has like nothing going for it at all. Number 4. Tauros. Yet another Pokemon with a very boring design. Sure, it's decent in battle, and I can even see it being used. But I still don't think it's a very good Pokemon. Actually, to me, it's even more forgettable than Farfetch'd. I thought it was part of Generation 2. That's how forgettable it is. It does like nothing interesting, except its 3 tails. Woo? That's not enough to make a design cool. At least Farfetch'd felt like something from, another world, at least to an extent. This one just looks like a bowl, and not even a cool bowl. We have plenty of those in real life. Add some more to it, guys. Don't just draw a bowl and boom, look, fantasy. Oh, no, wait, no, it's not cool enough. Add 2 more tails. Boom, fantasy. Isn't it cool? No, it's not, and that's why it's number 4. Number 3. Mr. Mime. I wish they would make a Mrs. Mime. That would definitely make it better since there are female Mr. Mimes, but everyone's made that comment, so I'm not going to dwell on it. I've actually seen some good designs for a Mrs. Mime, and I think it'd be a pretty cool Pokemon. Switch his stats up a bit. But until then, we have this creepy bastard. Mr. Mime feels like it's just a guy pretending to be a Pokemon. Sure, it is actually useful in a fight, but that doesn't excuse the lame design, the lame name, and the fact that this thing is actually pretty creepy. I wouldn't let kids anywhere near this thing. It feels like a guy who would lure kids into his creepy van with candy. It's lame, it's creepy, and I just don't like it. Number 2. Krabby. I actually like Kingler a bit. It's pretty cool and it's still a useful Pokemon. But its basic form, Krabby, is just sad. Not only is it basically just a damn crab, its name is extremely unoriginal. Seriously, Krabby? That's it? Its design is too simple and not in the good way, and the only reason I would catch one is to get Kingler. Actually, even then, I'm pretty sure you can find Kingler in the wild, so actually, I wouldn't catch one. I'm not one to complete the Pokedex. I don't really care about that stuff, so this Pokemon is just a waste of code to me. Before we get to number 1, I have a small honorable or dishonorable mention. Dugtrio and Magneton are here for the same reason. They're basically just their basic form times 3. That's just lazy. And number 1, Voltorb. I was originally going to say Voltorb and Electrode, but as I thought about it, Electrode isn't half bad. It's actually a decent Pokemon, even if its design is lame, but it's like one of the fastest Pokemon in existence, and it's actually pretty cool in battle. Kind of fun to use. But Voltorb is inexcusable. It's a fucking Pokeball. That's it. People say it might be a Pokeball possessed by a Ghastly.
That sounds cool! Even if its design was cooler, I might actually like it. But I don't, it's a goddamn Pokeball. It's so lame, people even confuse it for one very often in the anime, and even in the game. Game Freak basically was just like, we need another design for a Pokemon. Hey, the Pokeball, that'd be cool. Just add eyes. Instant Pokemon. No. No, no, no. You gotta add more thought to it. That is just pathetic. I will not catch this waste of space, just like I will not catch Krabby. I can find Electrode in the wild just as easily. Voltorb might have a decently cool name and a decent evolution, but it's just not worth it. Not even with nostalgia. So that was my top 5 worst Pokemon of Generation 1. Now, although number 4 and number 5 I don't hate, I don't really like the other 3. I think all 3 of them are bad Pokemon. So, anyway, if you like this video, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Also, make sure to check out my supporters, all that great stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, suckers.